Hey guys, Aramis555 here, and I'm here today with Team Delta Force.
What's up, guys?
He's just chilling with me, and we're going to be talking about some stuff. What are we going to be talking about today here?
Basically, next format stuff, stuff, basically what's the side against, what to be prepared for, and then I guess a little bit about the new set, Return of the Duelist. Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about Return of the Duelist and the top decks of next format, basically.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, so did you want to start things off?
I guess.
What do you want to do? Did you want to just go through like our top 5 most expected to be played decks? Do you want to do that?
I guess so. Yeah,
okay.
We can do that.
Okay, you can start off.
Let's see. Deck number 1, 6 Sams. Gosh, you're probably excited about this, but 6 Sams. It's so cheap to build these days, and the cards are very accessible to anyone, and the deck is really good. It's also, like I just said this right now, it's a budget deck, and people, it's too good of a deck not to run in the next format. And now that Insectors are out, they basically got bandwagon. Insector Dragonfly to 1 and then Hornet to 1. That's just if you can't stop that, you got a problem. But 6 Sams, it's just too good of a deck not to run, and especially with that cheap of price. It's under $100. If you get 3 of the structure decks, which are still under $10 at a Walmart or something like that, and then you buy a Shein, which was reprinted in Raw Yellow Mega Pack, which is stupid, but it's even more cheaper. And then
Super looks ugly though.
Yeah, it does. And then the Naturia Barkion and the Naturia Beast were both reprinted in Gold Series 5, which is more cheaper, just like a $5 to $10 card for your extra deck. So it's not. There's no question why we shouldn't run it. So 6 Sams.
Yeah, that's actually going to be my first pick as well. I think Samurai. Not just because I play the deck, just because I think that a lot of the decks that really hurt last format, such as Insectors, which just had broken game mechanics, and Chaos Dragons, they've all been neutered pretty heavily. Like Chaos Dragons now, of course, the 1 Darkness Metal hurts it quite a bit. That's one of their main big beaters. Of course, they still have Light Pulsar, which is really good, but I mean, they don't have the Future Fusion anymore to dump. And technically, they lost a Chaos Sorcerer as well, which a lot of builds ran 2 to 3 Chaos Sorcerer plus BLS. You really only have the 2 Chaos Monsters now, 3 Pulsars, and then I guess if you want to, you'll have to play like 3 Dark Flares. But Dark Flare is really mediocre, so yeah, I don't know. But yeah, and then Zectors are gone, so I really don't have to worry about that anymore either. And like even this format, as you guys know, I've been playing the deck all format, like all the events I've gone to, and I didn't win any champs. I got 2nd place at the one, and then I misplayed at the last one. But I mean, the decks, I did win like all the other events that day, and the deck's just still so darn good. Like we really haven't lost a whole lot. The fact they gave Smoke Signal back and Shein down to 1, Shein down to 1's it is a big deal, but I mean, you just have to play it smart, bring Shein out at the right time. That's the biggest thing about it. But yeah, it's kind of what I think about the deck. I think it's, like you said, it's cheap to build as well. I really don't think that affects people playing the deck. I think it's just going to give more reason to play the deck, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And, the deck still does take skill, though. It's not one of those derpy decks that you can just pick up and win all the time. You have to actually know your plays. And know what cards do what in what situations. So
exactly.
Yeah. So what's your next deck?
So my next deck, I think Lightsworns. Honestly, I think Lightsworns are going to be making a comeback, just because that Necrogunner to 3, it's just more garbage in the grave, and then it's mad stopping OTK.
It's also more dead draws though when you think about it. 3 Gardener, 3 Judgment Dragon. Like that's how the deck was when it first came out, but they had 3 charge of the Light Brigade then. So now that you don't have all that milling consistently, you can get some really, really lousy hands.
That's true.
So I really don't know if 3 Garden is going to be that good. I'm sure people will still play it, but I mean, it's not going to be super important. I guess we'll see, though.
Yeah. Any decks you had in mind?
Yeah, the next deck that I'm actually thinking is going to be really good is probably going to be... I still think gadgets are going to be considerably... a big force in the format. Even with only 1 offering, all you need is that 1 offering to go off. Yes, with 1, it's not as consistent anymore, but I think the deck's still very good. Fortress is still an amazing boss monster, and now that they have that new Gear Gigant X guy, they can search out Gear Frame from their deck. There's very few decks that a monster can search out another Stratos. So I think gadgets are actually going to be a pretty big threat in the format still, even with the offering to 1.
Yeah.
And now they have, of course, the Gear Geo monsters just came out. So I think machines in general, such as like Karakuri's too, are actually going to make quite a bit of a comeback.
That's true. I think you're forgetting one deck, and I think you're pretty happy with that.
Is this your next deck?
Yep. It's just more of like a player preference, I guess, but it's not. I don't think. But it's a zombie plant or whatever you call it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's not really zombies. It's just. It's not really plants. It's just I think zombies might make a comeback. D-Draw to 3 can run the D-Draw engine in there again, and I think that's now that psychics are they have that 3rd emergency teleport back.
Yeah.
We might see some zombie play. The only thing is now that Brownic is gone, it's kind of like, what are they going to go into, really, that's going to give them all their big plays. So, because Brownic's really like the power card of that deck is you go Brownic, like pitch, malicious and stuff. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see what will happen, really.
Yeah.
What's your next deck? Or was that your next deck?
That was my next deck, but
do you have anything to say about it?
What do you think about Evil's next format?
I think they're going to be good. I think any deck that sets now is going to be considerably better. The format's going to slow down a little bit. And with some people won't agree with me. Some people will say that, no, they're not dead. I think Inzectors are dead. All you have to do now is DD Crow, the 1 Inzector Hornet, and that's it. It's shut down.
Yeah.
Obviously they still have their full search power of Centipedes. I think the deck will still be playable. It's just not going to be very good anymore. It's going to lose all of its consistency, especially if the 1 tour guide out of the deck now. There's just 2. So, I think any decks that have set monsters are going to be really, really good. Westlow is amazing. He's like super good. The fact that you can basically grab a Bestiari during the damage step and pop a back row is pretty stellar. But, yeah, I think that deck's going to be good. I think Gravekeepers are going to be seeing a lot more play again. They were already seeing play, but I think the fact now that Spy's a lot better. And, of course, I think even you might see Hamster maybe make a comeback in some decks. Who knows? So, yeah, I think anything that sets is going to make a comeback. It's going to slow down the format a little bit. It's just Inzectors were so fast. There was so much popping, so much speed in the format that you just really couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah. Let's see. There was one deck I wanted to talk about. I kind of wanted to talk about Blackwings, but it's not going to really make that big of an impact just with that one Kalut.
You never know, though. Blackwings was still seeing play in the OCG with how it was last format. And with that extra Kalut back, I think it adds a lot of consistency to the deck. Not just with Whirlwind plays, but with...
OTKs and all that.
I wouldn't say OTKs. It just makes Shura a lot more powerful. And Shura is really the main monster in the deck. He's what gives you all your good plays. So
your MVP.
Yeah, I'd say it's your MVP. Yeah.
I think that's about it for the decks I wanted to talk about. I know I have more, but I probably just forget about them. But
I still think Herald of Perfection and Agents.
There we go, Agents.
I know you're gonna say it, but Agents. So good, like that one. People are like, "Oh, dude, 2 Earth's not gonna make a big deal." Dude, 2 Earth is gonna make a big deal. Like 2 cards compared to 1 card. That's a pretty big ratio change of drawing chances. Earth is also a tuner, so it gives you a lot more plays with the Venus, and I'm gonna be writing Herald Agents. Like I loved it last format, but I could totally tell it like consistency after hitting the Earth down to 1 really hurt the deck a lot. Yeah. So I think 2 Earth back is really going to give it that extra little push it needs. And Herald Agents, or just Agents in general, Chaos Agents, whatever the heck you want to play, you still have your 3 Hyperion, and he's one of the best boss monsters ever made, I would go as far to say. So, I think Agents are going to be really, really good. What do you think about them?
Yeah, like you said, it's going to be way more consistent than it was what Konami did last format. Now we're going to start seeing that opening up with Earth, searching for your Venus, summoning the Venus next turn, go for your Shine Balls unless you have your Spectator or something to get over that. Mm-hmm. But we are going to see a lot of those those plays. And I don't remember what that one card was, but you need 3 rank. It's like you need 3 rank 2s.
Oh, you're talking about Dark Mist.
Yeah, there we go, Dark Mist. I believe that that card is gonna be seeing a little bit more play, just because it's basically almost like an honest, like freaking good.
It's good. I brought it out a few times and I've won games with it. My Herald Agents. So yeah, it's a very, very good card.
Yeah, but mainly gotcha, you'll see. But yeah, like 2 formats ago, I think the previous format before this, we're gonna see those plays again. So do expect that. And yeah, don't really know what else about to talk about it, but you know, it's that.
All right, so next up, did you want to talk about the return of the Duelist set?
Yeah, let's talk about how it's garbage. People.
Did you go to the sneak peek first of all?
No, I had to work. I was sad.
I went to the sneak peek, and if you guys didn't watch my other video, I'm just gonna tell you about it. The set was pretty much trash, as you said. There are some good cards in it, but even the TCG exclusives are quite terrible. There's just there's nothing in that set that's like really stands out. There's a few commons, there's a few maybe supers that are okay, but like all in all, there's some really bad cards. Like what's the one? Void Trap Hole is terrible. Yeah. I personally pulled. I should have pulled 2 of the Spellcaster XYZ chicks.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to get out 4 level 4 Spellcaster type monsters? I mean, that card's busted. You can grab like Royal Tribute from your deck with Gravekeepers, but you got to get like 3 spies on the field. How are you going to do that? So,
yeah.
I mean, you got to basically it's going to be like flip up spy, special another spy, and then normal summon command in, and then XYZ for that thing. That's only got 1,500 attacks, so it's kind of like, oh my gosh, why would you want to do that in the first place? You know?
Yeah, that's a pretty big minus. Just like you're getting.
Well, it ends up being just a -1 because you're gonna. But the thing is, you have to set that card in your back row, so you can't use it until your next turn. So if your opponent like MSTs it or something, whatever. Yeah, whatever. The spell books I think are mediocre. Like everyone's hyping them up. Oh, they're gonna be so broken. I really don't think they will be. I think, like looking at the whole set and looking at like just the deck in general, it's got cool plays, but it's like nothing special.
Yeah, like I don't know. I guess it's just really people hyping it up. Really, like just because it's a new set. Really, you know, they're obviously gonna buy maybe a box or 2, maybe some people, but like there's really no cards that are gonna help any decks at all. Really, like previous sets, you know, like the card D. You know, I don't even run those cards, but like card D. What's another card? You know, like a tour guide. You know,
yeah, card D is only about $40 now. He's dropping in price really fast because nobody's buying them because they're just like, whatever. What decks are you gonna run it in?
Like
Countdown.
No, that's the only deck I can think of.
Even Chainburn, you don't need it. You just run it in Final Countdown.
True. So yeah.
Madolches as well are garbage.
Yeah.
They're not good at all. I know there's like probably an OTK or something you can do with them, but I mean like it's so inconsistent.
Yeah, how are you getting, like what are the likes of you getting? What are the odds of you getting that? Like
I've played good players, like players that I know are personally good on Dueling Network with that deck, and I've never lost to that deck. Most of the time, I usually destroy it. It's just like, why are you setting cards so I can kill them, and then you can draw them again? Like terrible little crappy monsters. Like it's just not good. It's just not a good deck. A lot of people are probably going to be like, oh no, down in the comments below, the Dolces are awesome. What are you talking about? But they're not awesome. They're just not. There's nothing good about them.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Well, the one thing that I think is gonna be really good is Georgia's actually. The deck's very consistent and it spams like 3s pretty consistently and 4s.
Yeah, so Zen means it's gonna be pretty abused next format really, but
I think it's one of those archetypes that you can kind of splash into anything that's good. So anything else to say before we close things up?
Not really. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much it.
You don't mind? Yeah.
Cool. One last thing before we go. What is the #1 side deck card that you think will be used next format?
Next format? Ooh, that's kind of a toughie. Well, I know now that mainly sectors are gone, I don't really think people are going to be maining Valor. I was thinking Valor, but I don't really think it's going to be that good anymore, just because Insect the Dragonfly's out. That's what people were making.
I think Veiler's still gonna be good. I'm probably gonna keep playing 2 in most of my decks till for the first couple weeks of the format. But like you said, we'll see what happens. Really, it might be a different format completely. So
yeah, like I could only really see running Veiler against Dino Rabbit. Really, just getting. That's really the only deck I see running it. But a side deck card, there's really I really don't know. One of my favorite side deck cards is Chain Disappearance.
I was gonna say that was probably the #1 side deck card of last format. One of them, I would say.
Yeah.
That and Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. I personally think this format, I think Shadow Imprisoning Mirror is going to be the biggest side deck card of this upcoming format. Dark Worlds are still very, very good. They're still extremely sacky, but I mean they're still very, very good. That's why I think Samurais are going to be really good. Is that you can bring out this bad boy right here. Nat Beast, and you pretty much win if you got the right protection for him. And Heroes, obviously, as well. Barely got hit at all. It was kind of strange. Everyone thought the deck was going to, Super Poly to 1 would have made a lot of sense, but Konami's just douchebags about it. So, no, that card's not broken. We're not even going to touch it. It's completely broken. They didn't even touch it.
Now we have freaking Dark Guy.
I know. Well, that's the one thing, is Sam's are going to have a hard matchup against Heroes now with the Dark Guy, so...
Yeah, well... What you could do is side deck your Puppet Plants. Well, I don't really see anyone running siding Puppet Plants, but those are 2 cards I could see people maybe running.
Puppet Plant might come back, yeah.
And maybe even Chaos Trap Hole. It's basically a warning, but it vanishes. But it only works for light and dark monsters. But you never know.
Yeah. Lots of things we'll see. The format is it's going to be interesting. I will still personally be playing Samurais, Herald, Evils, and Karakuri. I probably won't be making any changes there. That's the decks that I enjoy. I might try some other decks. I've been testing plants. They're cool. They're still fun, but I mean, it's really not even plants anymore. You're just running 4 cards. You're Lone Fire, Dandelion, Spore, Titanial. That's all you're running. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm personally gonna be still playing Blackwings. I'm just still trying to get that 2 clue to work out with the deck. I'm still trying to find the kinks of it. I'm trying to not build a version of it with BLS in it, just because I think it's retarded how people win with just 1 card when they top deck BLS, and then they just get game advantage right there. But Blackwings, and then if I just maybe get tired of Blackwings, I'll play Lightsworn. Lightsworns are going to be a good deck too to run. Yeah, those are mainly the 2 decks I'll be running, and Agents as well.
Yeah,
I'm going to work on an Agent build too. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright guys, well thanks for watching, and that was Team Delta Force that was chilling with me. That's xxTeamDeltaForcexx. I will have a link to his channel right here, and I'll have one down below as well, so you guys can go check him out if you're not subscribed to him. Other than that, thanks for watching again, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you have already not done so. Is there anything you want to say before we go? Anything to our viewers?
Take care, guys. Be ready for the next format, because like we just said, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be very interesting. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Peace.
See ya.